Welcome to another great edition of the eSpeakers Meet the Pro webinar series. It's a pleasure to have each and every one of you on the call today, and we really appreciate you making the time in your busy schedules to join us. I'm Joe Heaps, Vice President of Sales and Marketing here at eSpeakers. I'm the guy that's making sure you have cutting-edge tools that will elevate your online presence, streamline event lifecycle management, and maximize your industry exposure. My goal today is for you to get at least one new insight that you can take with you and implement into your business. It's my pleasure to introduce to you today our guest, Lisa Cafiero. Lisa is a psychology-driven copywriter and brand strategist. She's the expert that speakers call on when they want to separate themselves from the competition, monetize their brand, and consistently secure work. She has an edge to her that immediately drew us in. We hired her because we needed an out-of-the-box perspective and discovered how phenomenal she was to work with. I'd like to start today's webinar with this video.
I'm Ford Sakes, the CEO of Prime Concepts Group. Now, I run an integrated marketing company, and recently I hired Lisa Cafiero to help me rewrite and rebrand and reposition my whole speaking platform. Now, keep in mind, I do this for a living. I charge high fees for copywriting, and I have copywriting people on my staff. But when I wanted an out-of-the-box perspective to really look at my brand, I hired her. So if you're considering using Lisa to help you with your copy or craft compelling messages, then I would say do it.
Hey, hi, this is Judy Carter, and I got, no makeup on today. I'm on a ski slope, but I got Lisa to write some copy for my website, judycarter.com, my consultation page, and from the copy that she wrote, my income increased about 25%. I got more requests, more people interested in my services, and I highly recommend Lisa as somebody who writes great copy, and it's given me the kind of life where I could just go on a ski slope and run my business from the chairlift.
Okay, here's Lisa.
Joe, thank you so much for the great intro. Hey everyone, nice to meet you. I'm really excited to be here today. This is going to be awesome. Today's webinar, we're going to be discussing the branding and copywriting secrets of six-figure speakers to find out why you aren't getting booked and how to instantly apply simple, actionable steps to getting gigs. Joe and I, we've put a lot of time into this webinar so that you can take away some really great insights on how to propel your career. And I hope that you enjoy it as much as we have in creating it for you. Let's get started. What makes this webinar different? I've listened to lots of webinars, and I often leave them feeling like there was little value and more emphasis on pitching services. Today, I'm breaking that mold. For those of you that don't know my style, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm here to help you get results. I have a no-holds-bar approach to working with clients, and this presentation isn't going to be any different. First, pat yourself on the back for having the desire to improve and surround yourself with fellow go-getters and leaders. It's a powerful step, but trust me, if you decide to continue to stay on this path, you will see massive results. And today, I'm going to share with you the secrets I have discovered while working with 6 and 7 speakers from around the globe. It's pretty fantastic. And these guys, they're crazy driven, and they have the same characteristics as every speaker I have ever met. A deep yearning and passion to share their story and make a difference. Quite beautiful. The difference on whether they are a success or not is that they understand the business side of speaking and that it includes both branding and copywriting. Let me go ahead and give you a little detail on that. In order to succeed as a speaker, they have promotional tools, whether it be their website, their one sheet, their elevator pitch, things like a sales video, their eSpeakers profile, LinkedIn, you get the gist, that all of these promotional materials are just as stellar as their stage presence. So I'm going to leave it up to you to get to work on getting standing ovations, and I'm here to help you become a master at branding yourself with killer copy. Okay, let's get started. Today, you're going to learn the following. The top mistakes speakers make that prevent them from landing gigs. Psychology-driven secrets to wow meeting planners. How killer keynote titles can make or break your brand. And lastly, how to monetize your brand using the innovative strategies of highly successful speakers. First, let's clean the slate by identifying and fixing the top mistakes that speakers make that prevent them from landing gigs. This will immediately separate you from the competition and add credibility to your platform. The first one, not understanding the psychology of successful promotion. 2, not taking the time to do competitive intelligence, and then, of course, using antiquated materials. Let's go over each one in detail. First mistake. Now, I mentioned this as a psychology of successful promotion. It's important to note that this is the importance of using psychology-driven content. Let's start with an example. This is a headline that I saw on a speaker site that I consulted with a few weeks back. Note that this is one sentence from the entire website, but you'll see how it frames the reader's perception of the speaker. On his main page, the first thing that meeting planners are going to see is this phrase. In less than 30 seconds, I will win over your audience. Do you see the problem with this sentence? What the issue is? The message shouldn't be about him. It's about them. Them meaning your target audience. In the speaking world, acting world, entertainment world, it's typically ego-based. And that's great. You have to have the ego to be driven. We all have it, myself included. But when you don't apply social intelligence, EQ, emotional intelligence, you are separating yourself from the very people you want to connect with. Remember, audiences, they want to feel included, to be a part of something. Whether you're creating a movement, a community, a sense of empowerment. Psychology-driven copy is the key to translating words to dollars. If you get anything out of this webinar today, write that sentence down. This is what all the iconic brands do on purpose. And this is what successful speakers do on purpose. Another example, a lot of great speakers like to talk about how great they are, posting their accolades, how many books they've written, awards, blah, 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 flooding the social media about them. And again, these are all very important and should be noted, but when it's all you focus on, it's kind of like what I call a verbal selfie. We all know how we feel about that one friend that takes photos of themselves all the time. So note, when you understand that using psychology-driven copy directly relates and is imperative to your content and brand, you're going to separate yourself from all the other experts in your field. Let's keep going. Here's a solution. It's important to create counterintuitive copy. It's not about you. It's about your audience, their needs, and their fears. Here's 3 questions for you to write down. What is your audience craving? What are their pain points? What are their areas of hesitation? From there, you identify your audience wants and desires and showcase your expertise as a targeted solution to their problems. So the secret, it's not promoting you. People are tired of being sold. They want answers to their problems, not just a list of accolades and product pitches. Remember, when you are writing copy, it's imperative to point outward, not inward. And just as a note, once you understand and apply this shift in your mindset, you not only will become a more powerful speaker, but it will improve all your relationships in life as well. Let's keep going. Another point about understanding psychology-driven copy is thinking in the mindset of the meeting planner and what do they really want to know. Your copy needs to clearly state why you are an attractive investment and that by hiring you, the audience will receive tangible benefits. Let me explain. This is what meeting planners are thinking when they look at your materials or your brand. What will this presentation or experience do for their audience? What will the audience learn from you? And lastly, and one of the most important ones, what will they walk away with? What are the tangible takeaways? I'm actually going to throw this back to Joe because he's the guy that has his thumb on the industry pulse and has some really great insights of working with meeting planners and what their needs are. Joe?
You know, Lisa, we found that having a successful event is what drives meeting planners. They get raises and bonuses, a pat on the back for a job well done by their boss when the event is a success. And that comes down to really the attendees. When the attendees say, the event was awesome, they're happy with it, and they gain something from it, they're going to be able to walk away and apply it to their life or their business, then the event is a success.
Second mistake, not taking the time to do competitive intelligence. What do I mean by that? Speakers are too eager to promote themselves without doing the research. This is what I've found. For example, someone else might have already written a book that they're about to launch, they're about to promote. Another example would be that somebody already bought the URL or domain name of the brand that they want to establish. When you end up promoting something that is already out there on the internet, it comes across as if you're being unoriginal. Nobody likes that guy. Don't be that guy. You're better than that. It's very simple. All you have to do is Google it. Don't be lazy. It reflects your level of professionalism when you fail to do so. Here's an example so you know where I'm coming from. The late Dr. Wayne Dyer wrote a fabulous book entitled Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. This was back in 2007, and I can't tell you how many businesses and speakers have taken that phrase and repurposed it as their own. Remember, when you take the time to create a dynamic brand and content, you end up building a strong, lifelong speaking platform. And this mistake actually leads great into the next one, using antiquated materials. I'm going to make this very simple. You are competing with thousands of speakers and other greats in your field. You need to have materials at the very least match or hopefully exceed your competition. Here's how to find out if your materials are old or antiquated. Check other experts and look at their website, their logos, their videos, their one-sheets, and then ask yourself, are your materials up to snuff? No, fix it. You can't expect to charge the same high dollar amounts when you aren't presenting yourself in a modern fashion. I see it like this. It's like wearing sweatpants to a job interview and wondering why they didn't take you seriously. I'm going to share with you some quick solutions I provide my clients. So you have outdated graphics or materials. Very simply, go to Fiverr.com or 99 Designs. Both are great resources, and I'm not affiliated with either, FYI. Another option, hire a college kid for free from the graphic design department. You can hire them as an intern and discuss with the department head how he or she would receive school credit for their work. It's a win-win. They get credit and you get some really talented skills for no cost. Lastly, post an ad on LinkedIn and get referrals. It's a simple solution. You get the gist. Less spending options are out there so you don't have an excuse. Okay, moving on. Fourth mistake, lacking tangible results to show client success. Think about it. So a meeting planner has narrowed down to a few speakers, and you are one of them. You have fantastic stage presence, killer keynotes, and the audience members are raving about how much they love you. But how are they to know that you are really going to offer results? Here's a simple remedy. Create a success video. It's a montage of all your client success. It's also referred to as a testimonial video, except the difference is you can use it as a selling tool by pairing it with a product, a service, a launch of a new program that you're offering. And now it's not just used as a showcased overall recommendations, it's a targeted video, and there's a point to it. Make it short and sweet. 3 minutes is optimal. Actually, for example, Joe showcased at the top of the call experts from the full success video that I posted on the speaker page of my website. You might want to go to view it later at another time. This is actually a very strong reference point. Since at the top of the speaker page, it's entitled The Secrets of Six-Figure Speakers. And also, note, this is very important to add, a success video to your promotional toolkit is an excellent and powerful way to have you introduced on stage. It could be put on the front of your website. There's actually a whole list of other ways you could use it that I'm not thinking of, Joe. Would you like to help me out?
On your website, on your eSpeakers profile, on your social media.
Excellent.
Just to start with.
That's awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Joe. So actually, guys, notice I'm making a call back to mistake number 1. There is no footage of me speaking in the video on purpose. Why? Because it's about my clients and their outcomes and results. Let's keep going. Joe, I had asked you earlier to make a quick poll of a lot of your members to find out how many of them already have a success video with tangible results. Could you share those results with us,
You
please?
bet. Yeah,
Yeah,
you bet.
thanks.
So we had 15% of those polled already had a success video. 85% did not.
Ha, that's not a lot. Well, I'm giving everyone their first homework assignment. And as Joe said, it's an excellent tool to add to your eSpeakers profile. It'll definitely separate you from your competitors. Let's keep going. Now for the really good stuff that I normally reserve for my paid clients, powerful branding and copy. What does branding and copywriting have to do with one another? It's important you understand the difference between the two and why they're mutually exclusive. Here's a quick definition. Your brand is your unique image and name, and your copy is how you sell it. It's that simple. As a speaker, you might have fantastic stage presence and charisma, but if no one knows you exist, meaning they can't find you online, or even worse, your content is stale, how are you going to book work and get your message out? Both of these elements help define what separates one expert from the next. So, using powerful branding and copy, you can clearly define your niche, your strengths, and most importantly, the innovative solutions that you offer. Not taking the time to go over your brand and content is like throwing spaghetti on the wall and hoping that something will stick. Write that down. Psychology-driven secrets to wow meeting planners. There are thousands of speakers with the same core purpose: motivate, educate, and/or inspire. You already have the passion and commitment to make a difference, yet one question not only needs answering, but begs for a solution. How do you separate yourself from all the other leaders in your field? Grab a pen and paper and write down the following 3 words. This is my success formula for copywriting and branding. 1, innovative. 2, captivating. And then results driven. These are the 3 most important areas of powerful copy and dynamic branding. These 3 words, you should be using them as reference points when reviewing or renewing all of your content. I'm going to go over each one briefly and then walk you through each one in more detail. Innovative. Is the presentation of your message, is it original? Are you the only expert in your field offering this dynamic approach? That's really important. That actually goes back to competitive intelligence as well. This is the secret to making your platform memorable and hashtag worthy. Captivating. Do you have a single sentence that your audience, subscribers, fans to remember you by? Do you leave people wanting more? And here's one. Are you excited to pitch you? If you were a meeting planner, would you book you? Last, results driven. Do you provide proven results? Are you offering tangible benefits to the audience? Now, if you said no, if you're honest with yourself and you said no to any of these questions, then you are at a really great point to reflect on your speaking platform and make the necessary changes to elevate it. Here are some simple steps to transform your content. Very simply, nix vanilla content. What do I mean by that? Drop all unoriginal, mundane, snore-inducing catchphrases, talking points, and social media posts that you have circling the internet. You're better than that. Your message is stronger than that. Brainstorm on what you really want people to take away when they hear or read your Twitter feed. Go back to the time when you couldn't wait to get on stage and were eager to speak. What lit the fire underneath you? Write down those thoughts and pitch that to yourself. Here's a question to ask yourself. Do you use vanilla content? Here's an example. Please don't have the only words in your title be motivational, speaker, and coach. You've seen this a lot, Joe, right?
I have.
Yeah, and these are overplayed words and generic titles that do not describe your niche. For those of you that beg to differ, try Googling motivational coach and see the vast amount of speakers that fit that title. Now that you are clear on what needs to be improved, here is my personal copywriting technique that you can apply. Let's start with a simple catchphrase that can be used in an elevator pitch, beginning of a keynote, or as a meme on Instagram. This is an example from a client that I worked with. This was her original phrase: celebrate the small steps to success. As her original catchphrase, you could see that it's uber familiar, but it's relevant to the message and the story of the speaker. And here is how we anteed up the copy. Number 1, separate the word success and animate it. Give it life and a persona. Figure out what feeling or action you are trying to leave your audience with. Lastly, create a second statement that promotes this. So here's the innovative spin that we came up with. Success deserves its own birthday cake. The first candle should be lit the moment you start. And this is a client, Dorothy, that I worked with. Much more original and leaves the speaker thinking and wanting to hear more about her message. This technique works wonders and can be used during creative brainstorming sessions for a myriad of topics and platforms. Okay, so as you could see, when promoting or showcase your speaker platform, you need to look over your content to make sure that you use details to highlight your brand. This simple trick using details will enhance your credibility and offer a competitive advantage. All successful writers know that the key to engaging a reader is in descriptive copy. If you use this one technique when promoting and showcasing your speaking platform, you look over your content to make sure that you're using details to highlight your brand, you will enhance not only your credibility, but it will offer you a competitive advantage. Here's an example. Which sentence is more captivating? First one, keynote speaker and author with extensive experience and tons of satisfied clients. Or the second one, nationally recognized speaker and best-selling author with over 10 years experience and hundreds of highly satisfied clients. If you chose the second one, you're correct. Notice the key is in the details. Being detailed, it's not just for use in your headlines or your biography. It's good for every element of your marketing platform, from your testimonials, your social media posts, to your elevator pitch. Remember, personalization in copy is promotional gold. Why does this matter? Because every moment you spend promoting yourself without clear and concise copy that successfully sales you is wasted. Wasted time is not just wasted money, it's wasted momentum. You can't go back to meeting planners with new copy after they've already passed on you and say, hey guys, I got a better version of me. All right, so this next section of how to killer keynote titles can make or break your brand. Joe and I did a lot of prep work for this section. And Joe, would you mind sharing with everybody what you were telling me before we put together this webinar?
You know what, in talking with meeting planners of ways that we can improve the directory, one of the things they've told me is when they get to the keynote titles, you know, if the titles are boring or not descriptive, or the description doesn't have results in it, or, you know, doesn't offer results, they're going to click off of it.
So let's talk about how you can improve your keynotes. First one, excite your reader. Very simply, take a moment to review your titles and ask yourself the following questions. Are they reeling in audiences and readers? Do they make your brand pop? Do they elicit a response from event planners and booking agents? Do they consistently stand out from the competition? Are they increasing your hiring ratio? Now, sometimes I've found, and this is with myself as well, is we get too close to be able to reflect on our content, on our brand, on our actual platform and message. So if you have a colleague or a close friend or another speaker that you respect and that you trust their level of expertise, and they can look at these questions, that would be really great, just to go through and do a quick little survey to these people and ask them to look over your keynotes and what their thoughts are. And if you find out that none of these are true, it's time to identify what missing elements need to be addressed. I'm going to go over that with you. Here's how we can fix that. Offer solutions. One of the best copywriting secrets to hook your reader is by writing targeted solutions to their innermost fears, hesitations, and desires. We actually touched on this earlier in the webinar. For example, if you imagine yourself and your brand as a headline for a magazine or, say, a well-known news media outlet, Each one of your program titles should solve a problem that your audience is facing. Solution-based titles are essential to adding credibility to your level of expertise and providing a tangible value to your services. And this is what Joe was speaking on earlier, what meeting planners are looking for. Let me go ahead and give you an example of a revamped Keynote title. The first one, you'll see that obviously one is going to be more engaging than the other. The first one is Brain Tricks, how to think, act, and perform with less effort and better results. The newer one is Boost Your Mental Wi-Fi, how to optimize critical thinking, elevate performance levels, and become a goal-making machine. The second one obviously has been revamped because we've done several things with this. This was actually for a client, is we've added a proprietary brand, Mental Wi-Fi. If you look at the second one as well, rather than say think, act, and perform with less effort and better results, you've got optimized critical thinking, much more detailed, that's descriptive, elevate performance levels, that's an actual tangible result, and then become a goal-making machine is much better than just perform with less effort and better results. It's actual solution-based. Does that make sense, Joe?
It does.
Awesome. So I was referring before as a proprietary brand. This is how you can take your speaking career to the next level. It's one thing to have a strong brand. It's another thing to have a one-of-a-kind secondary platform that only you can offer. When I mentioned Mental Wi-Fi, this is an example, as I said, of a sub-brand. And this is not only it's a catchy phrase, but the speaker can use it to trademark, promote, hashtag, or even write a book about it, send out an ebook to their subscribers of their newsletter. And it provides, which is nice, an innovative spin on the ordinary. The use of proprietary brands adds another layer to your brand and program titles. And when you combine this branding strategy with creative copy, you will propel your keynote from a one-time speech to a long-term platform that offers the potential for additional revenue streams, which is really important. Let's keep going. Okay, the first strategy, eSpeakers profile. Of course, we're talking about that. This is a eSpeakers webinar. So the first thing you need to know, that content is king. I've stated this over and over again during the course of this presentation. You can have all the great content you want, but if it's not seen, it has no value. In the eSpeakers database, it's all about the ranking. The higher you're ranked, the higher your visibility. As I said, good content does sell, but if it's not visible, it won't. And nothing showed this more than the eSpeakers profile. They have a great ranking system that I have asked Joe to specifically share that with you today. Remember, if you're not maximizing this, then you're not maximizing your content. Joe, would you go ahead and take this away?
Sure, Lisa. Let me explain how meeting planners are using our directory so everyone on the call today understands how they can improve their chances of being seen by them. When meeting planners are searching for speakers using our directory, they select by topic, by fee range, and by other things like location. Our directory then presents them with a list of matching results. There is an order to who gets to the top of the list. This order is based on our SEO ranking system. The reason I'm telling you this today is so that you can move up in the ranking systems. I'm showing you the ranking system on the screen here. And it's divided into sections, and points are allotted for different values for different types of content. The three top things that will improve your rank are videos, recommendations, and your calendar. Adding videos to your profile gives you 25 points. The same for recommendations. And your calendar will give you 20 points. So those three things are the top three things that you can do to improve your rank in the eSpeaker system. The video and recommendations are only available in Pro and Plus. To pause that right there. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to the SEO chart right here. What I'm showing you on the, that's not recording. Oh, it is recording. What I'm showing you on the screen right now is the eSpeakers SEO chart. This ranks what I'm showing you on the screen right now is the eSpeakers SEO ranking chart. The three top things on this chart that will improve your rank are videos, recommendations, and your calendar. You can see that there's other items on there for a total of 100 points. But you can see that the videos, the recommendations, and the calendar make up almost 70 points. Let's go over the ranking system and the factors that will help you improve yours. What I'm showing you on the screen right now is the eSpeakers SER rank. My gosh, start over. Let's go over the ranking system and the factors that will help you improve yours. What I'm showing you on the screen right now is the eSpeakers SEO ranking chart. The top three things that will improve your ranking are the following: videos, recommendations, and your calendar. You can see that there's other items on here that will give you some really good points and add value to your profile. But the top three things: videos, up to 25 points value there. Recommendations is the same. Your calendar will give you up to 20 points. There's 70 points just right there. Those three things will improve your rank more than anything else. Lisa, I hope that answers your question about how content can improve a speaker's ranking in our system.
Excellent. Yes, very much so. Thank you so much. I'm sure everybody got some really great tips with that, especially with the videos and the recommendations. All right, let's keep going. The second strategy. Why is your one sheet such a powerful promotional tool? Well, it's your digital sales sheet that sells you in one easy to access document. It can be used as a direct link, a page on your website, social media, PDF, or even part of your eSpeakers profile. Let me step back a second though. Joe and I actually were talking about this before. I'm going to share this with you just because it was really important to see the perception of somebody like Joe, who's been in the industry for a very long time, as well as the meeting planners that he has direct contact with. The one sheet has a reputation for being an antiquated selling tool, which is far from the truth. It is one of the most powerful digital selling tools a speaker can have in their arsenal when it is combined with psychology-driven content. I see it this way. So we don't use rotary phones anymore. We didn't throw away the telecom as a line of communication. What did we do? We advanced with the times, and now we're using smartphones. The same concept holds true for the one sheet. The printed version is not used as much anymore. We're not, mailing them as much with our DVD. But the online version is where this line of communication is making its mark. So gone are the days of printing it and mailing it. Now it's to be interactive. It's to be used as all different points of social media platforming, as well as your online presence. Meeting planners love one sheets with strong sales copy. Today, meeting planners, they're wanting to save time. They want one document that you can quickly email to them. They want an all-inclusive resource, all your materials in one click. You can't expect meeting planners to go through your website with a fine-tooth comb. There's so many different tabs. You've got videos, you've got testimonials, you've got a blog on there. Now, with the one sheet, you get their sole attention. By not giving them the option to have to search, they will be less sidetracked. Quick access. No more searching all over your website to learn about you. The idea, again, is they don't have to search the internet to find out everything they need to know in order to book you. Let's keep going. Readily available. The great thing is a one sheet can be simply printed or viewed online. It can be linked on your social media, the website, or the PDF, which I mentioned before. Now you will have, because of this, a brand that has a consistent message across all mediums. And people can find your info in seconds. And what's great about it is now you have a consistent message. Lastly, pre-written selling points. A strong one sheet delivers sales-driven copy that they can use to pitch you. And if you have a sales team, if you have other assistants, you already have really strong headlines. You're going to have call to actions, all of the things they need to help get you the work. Okay, this is so important. Back to thinking in the mindset of the meeting planner, there are two sides to a sale. The emotional side, whether someone trusts you, they like you, and they want to hire you, which most of you already have down. You've got the strong charisma, the likability on stage. The other side of the sale is the logical side of the sale. These are the tangible results, the takeaways. And your one sheet is your tool to do this. This is the logical side of the sale. You don't get a chance to talk to a meeting planner during their decision-making process. So it's imperative that you have materials that clearly reveal why you are the right speaker for the gig. Third strategy. Executive consulting packages. Now, guys, please note this strategy is exclusively for advanced speakers that have a level of expertise that they can train others, where they can go into a company, they can customize a protocol, their solutions and whatnot, and present them to the C-level staff, whether it's sales management, the leadership staff, or whoever it is. But this is for the advanced speakers, and for those listening that are more entry-level speakers, this is a really smart move to make once you do acquire that level of expertise. This is the real secret behind the executive consulting packages. Monetizing your brand so you do not have to fish hook for your next gig. Wouldn't it be nice not to have to constantly be looking for your next paycheck? Instead, this strategy I suggest to my clients by offering the executive consulting packages. And here's the genius in that. Normally, speakers are carrot dangling their one sheet and other promotional materials seeking their next book gig. Why not have consulting packages that you offer to each one of these clients so that they can hire you again to train their staff? For example, you can offer on-site visits, customized programs, which I mentioned a little bit before, where they could pay you on top of your keynote. They already fell in love with you and your speech. Why not make them a reoccurring buyer? This is a highly successful approach that I go into more detail with my clients, but this should be part of your end game. Rather than trying to book 50 gigs per year, this is the approach that you should try to consider. Why not book 25 gigs and all of them hire you as an executive consultant to their staff? It pays more, it requires less travel, and ready? Here's the best part. The fourth strategy, online courses. I'm only going to go into this briefly because this is also an advanced strategy. And actually, Joe, you've got some insights into this. Would you mind sharing those?
You bet. We find that this is a growing segment of the market. This is definitely where technology is going right now. We see a lot of our long-term customers transitioning to online courses. They're making larger profit and they get a new market. They're opening this virtual market.
Awesome, Joe. Thank you so much for sharing that. So what I was getting at with the online courses on how it relates to the executive consulting. So say a company has already hired you. They loved you as a keynote speaker, and now you are their executive consultant. Your next step to make this your passive line of income is you record your trainings, and then you showcase them as part of your online courses. There's all sorts of ways you can go about this. You can have a membership directory where they pay for a monthly membership to take your courses. You could do a one-time flat fee for corporations. It's a really great tool and definitely to have it in your arsenal. It's a fantastic way to have passive income because you've already done the work and now you can get paid for it over and over again. I go into much more detail on the psychology-driven copy required to sell these packages with my clients, but I wanted to share this with you today so you could see how 6- and 7-figure speakers are making a killing. And why can't you be one of them? That's it, Joe. Questions? Do you have any questions for me? I know we've gone through this over and over again together of what to share with your members, but last thoughts.
There's a lot of speakers that try to write their own copy. There are speakers that, farm the work out and have copywriters write it. And I think the question I get asked most is, what should speakers look for when they hire a copywriter?
Oh, that's great, Joe. I'm really glad that we have time. I didn't know if we were going to be able to put this last portion that I'd saved on slides for everyone to see. But what to do when hiring a copywriter? It's such a great question. I tell this to potential clients and anyone that I've consulted with. These are the steps you need to take. And also to hire a consultant on any level, whether it's your virtual assistant or whatnot. But for this purpose, we're going to go into what to do when hiring a copywriter. First one, simply go with your gut. Hire someone you feel that understands your topic that you connect with. I can't tell you how many clients hire somebody and then they don't get the results they want because there was no level of connection and they didn't have that ability to communicate with each other. Second one, your copywriter, your speakers. So you need to make sure that the copywriter understands the speaking industry and what meeting planners are looking for and how to sell to them. It's really important. There's so many different types of copywriters. Make sure they understand the psychology and the mindset of what the meeting planners are looking for when they are going to book that next speaker. All right, lastly, the most important one is ask to see some results of their work. A serious copywriter will easily be able to provide these to you. What do I mean by that? These are the conversion rates of their copy. Ask to see what happens from the before and after with clients, whether that it has increased revenue from a product launch. Has it generated any money? What has translated from, the copy from before to actually a client being a speaker booking gigs. These are all great things to ask. And if they don't have an answer for you, then they don't have results. End of story. So write these 3 things down. It's really important when hiring a copywriter. And Joe, thank you so much for bringing this up. It was really important. Let's move on. What did I have? Oh, I have an exclusive promotion for eSpeakers members. Let's go into that, Joe.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, awesome. So here's how I can help you. For those of you that are interested in consulting with me and working with me, I have a really great opportunity that I'm providing exclusively to eSpeakers members. I'm offering 3 options. I'm going to keep this very simple. If you want to go from not booking gigs to wowing meeting planners and successfully monetizing your brand, and if you're serious about being paid as a highly paid and sought after speaker, then write down this website link. writethefirst.net/eSpeakers. And this is the promotion I'm offering. The first one is the Speaker Mastermind Sessions. This is really cool. This is one-on-one, 60 minutes. You get to pick my brain, and we can discuss why aren't you producing the results you desire. You get 1 full hour, like I said, and you can find out what your competitors are doing to beat you to the punch. I'm going to be doing competitive intelligence. I'm going to go in and I'm going to check what you're doing that is lacking, what your strengths are, and how to capitalize on your strengths. We'll discuss that during the hour call. The next one, Speaker Mastermind Week. This is really, really great that I'm offering this. I found that a lot of speakers want everything yesterday. So what I decided to do exclusively for eSpeakers, create a week where we're going to go over and revamp and renew your one sheet. So if you already have a one sheet and you're wondering why you aren't booking high caliber gigs, you aren't getting the number of gigs you deserve, because that's a big thing. There's a lot of people out there, speakers I've met, I cannot believe they're not booking work. It's only because they don't have strong sales copy. I can tell you that hands down. They're amazing. Every time I talk to a speaker, I ask to see some of their reel, to see how they are on stage. And they both have to be amazing. And that's a lot of times where it's lacking is the copy. And obviously to find out why the competition is winning over your gigs. So if you want to get your brand out and your message out in a powerful way and in a very short amount of time, the Speaker Mastermind Week, this is for you. Last one, this is really cool. I created a secret training course for killer copywriting and branding secrets for speakers. This is exclusively for speakers. And it's a fast and advanced training for those seeking to produce dynamic copy for the life of their speaking platform and brand. Please note, I'm only offering this to strong writers. If you don't have a core fundamental knowledge of writing and, and how to create copy, then please don't sign up for this. It's not for you. It's going to be a waste of time for you because this is for more advanced writers. Full details here again, writethefirst.net/eSpeakers. And that's it, guys. Here's to your success. I just want to say that speakers and the ones that I've had the pleasure and honor to work with, they're some of the most amazing people that I've ever met. I mean, I've heard their triumphs, their fears, and the ways they empower others, and they share this with the world. They're making the world a better place. And you guys should pat yourself on the back for just listening to this course and trying to get yourself to the next level. And Joe, thank you so much for having me on. This has been fantastic.
Thank you, Lisa. That was some great information you shared. I think we all learned a few great tips on copywriting and branding. I hope to see you all on our next eSpeakers Meet the Pro webinar series coming soon.